And now, your weather authority. Sponsored by McElroy's Seafood Restaurant, Biloxi.
Well, good morning, South Mississippi. We're right in the middle of that prime bus stop hour out there. And while it will be a little bit damp, not looking like much rain left out there. We did have a few sprinkles left over about the last hour. All that activity trailing the storms that rolled through earlier this morning, bringing quite a bit of wind and active weather out there, rumbles of thunder and flashes of lightning. Right now, though, just a few clouds still holding on. We'll even be done with those as we're heading home, and things will be a bit cooler, maybe not quite to jacket weather, but certainly cooler than it has been, with highs being more in the low 80s, it feels like, for the last couple of days, certainly upper 70s. We're now dropping down into the 60s. So all that activity finally leaving us. There's that last little band of sprinkles we saw leaving the South Mississippi area, trailing that front, bringing in some cooler and drier air. You can see that happening right here. Now we finally saw the stronger winds catch up to us. Inland, it's been more in the low to mid-teens, while single digits on the coastline, and then just about 30 minutes ago, we finally saw those start to pick up. Cameras started shaking a bit more, and then our temperatures really started to drop because we've been sitting more like around 10 degrees cooler than we were by this time yesterday. Now, again, over just about the last 30 to 45 minutes, now we're looking at almost 20 degrees in a few locations out there, which has us down into those mid to upper 50s on the coastline, lower 50s. Inland. So as far as what we saw last night with the storms, we all saw a good bit of strong weather moving through, heavy rains in a few areas, getting upwards of 1.25 inches in some of our inland counties and cities, and that's where the stronger ones were, especially as it was kind of moving through into Stone and George County there. But so far, just kind of a wide smattering here of wind reports across the area when your winds get in excess of about 60 miles per hour, hitting that severe criteria. So we did see some severe weather in the area, had some tornado warnings mixed in there as well, especially on the northern end of things. And because of the timing of that, I mentioned yesterday, a good idea to have warnings, a warning system. Weather radios work for that. If you don't have something like that, you can get our free weather app here. Just picture of that QR code, visit the website there, or just search WXXV weather on your Apple or Android device. That way, if we do get more of these overnight storms, which spring's coming, we will, you'll be able to hopefully get those warnings through, because the default settings on that will alert you quite loudly, I believe, in most cases, as those are rolling through. Right now, though, again, nothing like that to worry about. Even the rain has left us. We've got dark clouds still lingering. Even those will be pushed out of the area as we head throughout the rest of the day. Temperatures right now, though, looking at those mid-50s down there on the coastline, and a few spots, lower 50s further inland, just barely above the 40s there. And if you want even colder weather, you don't have to wait too long. We'll see that start to move in fairly quickly heading into tonight. So a cloudy start to the day will slowly give way to sunny skies, a high of about 66. That's a good around 15 degrees cooler than it has been running in the afternoons there. So not a dramatic, huge change, not bringing back icy weather or anything like that, but certainly cooling us down and continuing to do so through the night. Clear skies, much cooler at 45 degrees, dipping down into those chilly 40s. And it gets even cooler a little bit more as we head into next week. So this front is through the area, finally pushing off towards the east, taking all that strong weather with it, ushering in cold air advection, long blue streamlines there as things will be quite breezy and rapidly cooling through today into tonight. Eventually, though, as we head into Friday, we see a pretty weak front here bring some very quick return flow before weakening it, and then see it strengthen once again as we start heading through the weekend and into the start of next week. That's when we start seeing clouds arriving, and that's when our next chances of rain start to show up, though it's not looking quite as robust as this last system that just moved through. It will bring a little bit more of a cool down, reminding us that it is, yes, still winter for at least a little bit longer. So as we take a look out there, we've got cooling for today, cooling for tomorrow morning. Then we start that warming trend again, takes us all the way back up into the 60s for our lows. Highs almost back into the 80s for Sunday. That's when we finally see that next front move through. Not much rain associated with it, but it will bring a more significant cool down, bringing lows all the way down almost into the 30s there Tuesday morning, with highs dropping into the low 60s.